Hey, welcome. It's good to have you all here with us. I am live. I'm going to share with you a pretty amazing series of discoveries we've recently had building our own presence. So, if you're new here, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We are here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm in the beautiful office that we have where we all get to work together from here with my team at BrandWell. Ben, Jeff, our founder, Justin, we've got JJ, we've got some engineers we just hired. We all get to work together every day. I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. So let me know in the comments. We're going to jump right in because we've got a lot of amazing information to share with you that I cannot wait to get into. Some pretty detailed stuff. So as you know, a big mantra around here is that we want to be the proof of our own pudding. It's been my own marketing thesis for years, and it's how this company runs as well, which I love. I love being united with the founder that has that same goal, that we really don't want to sell it unless we've battle tested it ourselves and we know it works for us. So like most of you know, a lot of you here are from my own content agency days, and we got some faces from BrandWell in the content of scale days. Good to see you, Larry, Victoria. The Derricks are here. Scott from California. Awesome. Great to have y'all here. But one reason that BrandWell in particular is such a great solution is we built it for people like us, busy entrepreneurs, busy marketers, agency owners that really don't have the time to go and headhunt and hire a full marketing team. And if that's you, you're in the right place. Like if you don't want to add a lot more headcount, you want a profitable, lean company that is easy to run, dare I say, you're in the right place, because the launch of BrandWell, specifically going from content to scale to BrandWell end of August, our relaunch, it's all about an evolution where we want to be your plug and play marketing department for your entire website growth and authority. And we really haven't laid this out for you. So that's what I want to do today. But before we got into it, I wanted to have a really big win to share with you guys. And we do. It's pretty freaking amazing, actually, the win that we have to share with you. So I'm going to add my slides on the screen right here. I just downloaded them so we can get through the PDF itself. This is for two groups of people. This is for the people that want to build an agency and have their own income stream through their agency, make a lot of money. We've had agencies going from $7,000 months to $250,000 months. You're going to be able to do that with the information I'm going to share with you today. And it's for the entrepreneurs that want to build massive traffic to their brands. Traffic is revenue. It really is. If you have people coming to your website on autopilot day after day, that is passive marketing at its finest, and that is revenue. That is a lifeblood, right? Without traffic, we have nothing. I mean, it really, really is a lifeblood here. All right, so we are going to pull up these slides and jump right in and get right into it. If you guys are ready, let me know in the comments. Are you ready to hear how to 25x your brand presence with AI? Because that's what we're going to go over today, and it's going to be amazing. All right. So first of all, before I even jump into the slides, I want to share something pretty crazy with you. And that is this little screen right here. So you should be looking at my Google Analytics screen. This is what's happening with our website right now. So brandwell.ai was a brand new domain when we bought it. There's absolutely no history on it whatsoever. No content was published. And look at this. We are on track to hit 300,000 unique users, organic visitors in our first month. We're at 210 uniques right now, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen in my life a Google Analytics explosion at 239,000%. I can't even believe I'm looking at it. So you can see right here, majority is organic search. And we've even got the majority of visitors coming from the US, which is another great signal. So how do we freaking do this? How the heck did we do this? Let me share with you. And I've got to give another big shout out to an amazing person on staff. She is behind the scenes. You don't see her a lot. Her name is Farnaz, and she is a mastermind at helping me with all of our traffic and SEO strategy. So she has done a lot behind the scenes to put together redirects, the content that goes out, all the content that goes out on our site is actually written by BrandWell. So we don't publish it unless it's written by BrandWell, specifically content that grows our authority. All right, guys, so we're just going to jump right into it. How to 25x your results with AI. And this is, again, for two groups, agency owners or marketers that also want to 25x their presence. Okay, so I just showed you the live stats because they're insane. Like we went from 79K to over 100K. Now it's over 200K. I mean, I've never seen traffic growth this fast. That's absolutely insane. So I don't really believe in teaching you something unless we've done it. And that's why I'm really excited to bring this to you today, because we've done it, right? We actually have something we can share with you that's working. So how do we do this? Really is 3 different ways, and I'm going to go pretty in-depth into them. So you're going to get some nuts and bolts here. So first of all, we did a lot of content refreshing, pruning, and updating. We did a full site audit. We rewrote a lot of content. We've got fresh content that is well optimized, and we have a heavy focus on our brand. We're building up backlinks to our brand. We're getting those brand mentions up. Okay. And that's a big piece of that traffic. So let me take you through a little journey here. Have you heard, most of you probably have, because we've got some SEOs in here. Have you heard about the Google leak that occurred this March? So on March 13th, 2024, there was a big leak of Google's algorithm ranking signals. There's even a custom GPT inside the GPT store called the Google leak that I've really enjoyed playing with. Hey, tell me what Google says about backlinks. Tell me what Google's algorithm really says about quality content. So the Google leak revealed a lot of things that we knew, but it really cemented this knowledge for us. And it showed us the importance of what Google prioritizes when it comes to ranking content at the very top of Google. So there's something called a last significant update that was revealed in the Google leak. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying link and leak. The last significant update refers to the last time, get this, it's very important, last time your content post was updated. So Google's actually looking at the dates of the blogs and the posts going out on your site. And if you have a lot of old content that's never been updated, that is not a good thing. You'll actually downrank. There's content downranking that occurs. Combining competing content pieces was a big piece of this. So these are the 4 things we did that are the reason why our website's exploding in growth that I want to share with you today that you can easily replicate yourself. Brand mentions, backlinks to our brand that are high quality, and then content quality itself. So highly relevant, on point content, which I'm going to share with you how to do today. I'm telling you, you're going to get so much from this hour. My promise to you is that if you have the right direction, if you leave today's class with the right direction of what to actually publish from your website that gets the kind of traffic I was showing you just a second ago, well, I'm pretty sure anyone here could tell me that's going to be a win for you, right? So if you want that level of traffic growth, let's go. All right. So I'm going to share with you more details on how we did each of these things. And again, I got to give a big shout out to Farnaz behind the scenes because she helped actually execute a lot of these things. Like it can take a long time to go through content. I'll share with you a hack though, a super exciting hack. I'm excited to share with you about how the BrandWell platform works now. This is a big change as of the end of August that takes all that manual work out of the process for you. Okay, so let's get into these 4 pieces that we were able to really get some bandwidth from. We were able to leap ahead because we capitalized on what we found from the Google leak. So knowledge really is power, right? Once you know something, execute on that, you're going to have success. So when we knew that Google's algorithm ranking signals were out there for the world to know, you better believe we dug into them. In fact, I still remember the moment back in March when this came out, our founder was like, this is insane. You got to read this. And he put it in the marketing channel. I was with my kids at the pool. I stopped everything I was doing and I read like this 4,000 word article. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe what I was reading. It was proof in front of my eyes, the things that Google prioritizes that we've been told by a lot of people that work at Google that aren't that important. Not true at all. All right. So the first one is last significant update. This directly refers to whether the content is fresh or not. Now, Google doesn't define long, not even in that huge giant document that got leaked, but What we do know is that if there is patterns of inactivity over content pieces over months to a year, that content will be flagged as stale and downranking will occur. So what we did to fix this problem was if we found old content not driving any decent traffic, not well optimized, basically just not succeeding at all, we redirected those pieces of content. We got rid of them, we 301'd them to new pieces of content that were better. So we essentially rewrote them and we 301'd these old pieces to new pieces. Easy way to do this is you can just rewrite the post as it exists. You don't even have to change the URL. You can rewrite the actual post. One thing that we did as well was we optimized every piece of content for our brand. We want to drive traffic that actually ends up in clicking on a CTA and moving forward. I'm sure you do too. Or you want that action out of that traffic. So we optimized all these pieces that were old for our brand as well. So one thing I mentioned earlier was that whenever we relaunched Content at Scale as BrandWell at the end of August, we had a heavy focus on site auditing and content rewriting. And I don't know if you guys have been in BrandWell. A lot of you here are absolutely BrandWell users. But I'll share this more in depth with you at the end whenever we go into how BrandWell works, because we're going to spend some time there. Now, the change in our platform that launched at the end of August that directly relates to what Google prioritizes and how they rank content is that we actually start with a site audit. So whenever you go through the process of signing up to BrandWell now, and whenever you click on RankWell, you see this screen per website, per project, and we go way more in depth on every single project you add, aka website. So if we go back to the websites, you can see that in our project here, we've got a few websites running. Each website has its own collection of content. So within this website, this is what's new. At a glance, up here on the top right, you can see the articles that we need to rewrite. We've done a lot of content cleanup. This number used to be a lot higher. So I'm telling you, we have a lot more traffic, and this is why we've rewritten a crap ton of content. And we've got 14 articles that are so-so, and then we've got 21 that are very well optimized. So that's the change in the BrandWell platform that we did not have a little bit over a month ago. So you now have this, and you can directly tie your Google Search Console. This is a new screen as well. You just connect your Google Search Console directly to it. You can find that under Settings and the integrations. You can connect your Google Search Console, and you're going to be able to get those kinds of insights. Rewriting content at the touch of a button. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. All right, so let's get back into the Google leak and what we found and what we did. All right, so the next big piece was content cannibalization. Okay, my audio, I just got a pop-up that said you may not be able to hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me in the comments. That would not be good. So the second point here is combining competing content pieces. So what we found in the Google leak was that content cannibalization, awesome, can still hear me. It occurs whenever two or more pieces of content on the same site are competing against each other for the same keywords. So it could be 2 pieces of content, it could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 20. This can get pretty crazy, especially if you have a niche site and you do not want to do this. You lose your ranking power completely, and you confuse the search engines on which page to prioritize. So you want to combine your content and make that page a much stronger, more authoritative resource. This grows your authority on that topic as a whole whenever you combine these competing content pieces. So number one, you stop confusing the search ranking. And then number two, you grow your authority. So here's what we did. We got rid of all the duplicate content. We merged the articles that were competing together. I don't know, Sue Farnaz in the comments. I got to give her a big shout out. Like, she led this whole project, used BrandWell to do it. We have one AIO writer. I think I've shared with you in previous trainings. If you've caught them, we have one writer optimizing up to 100 pieces of content per month, which is driving that level of traffic. Insane. So she's leading the whole strategy with that one writer. We have a very lean marketing team. So you want to look for duplicate content and then merge the articles that are competing together. A quick little hack to do this is to do a Google search. You're going to type site, no spaces, yoursite.com, keyword. Okay, so we're going to open up Google. I'll share this screen so you can actually see what I'm typing here. So quick hack to find your duplicate content. You're going to type site, BrandWell, and you can see I've already done it. So we're going to look for any duplicate pieces on content hacking. And that will get you a really quick look at like the top 2 or 3 pieces of content. And then these probably are not competing because this is a very specific, what is a content hacker? And this is content hacking strategies. And what we should do, so I would not consider these competing. We've done a lot of cleanup. We had competing pieces, but this is it. There's only 2. So again, credit here to the work of Farnaz and our AI writer and our team. So these are not competing because we've got content hacking strategies and then what is, and that's a very definitive keyword. But if we had 2 blogs, both on content hacking strategies, or one said content hacking strategy, I mean, you better combine those. Those are competing. That's not a good thing. But these are complementary. All right. So let's get back into the topic here. So you want to avoid that problem of content cannibalization. And what's interesting, we did a lot of content. Yeah, and Farnaz said the entities are different. Exactly. Entities, that's a big one coming up. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So in my content agency, we created a ton of content because it was all about, okay, let's publish a lot of content. And while that's a good thing, it's not a good thing whenever you have content going out and you're not even sure what you're publishing. And because your goal is just simply quantity, then you're not even aware that you've got competing pieces, which kills so much success. So here's something pretty cool about BrandWell that we've actually built in to help stop this from even happening. Whenever you go to write a new post, let's say you've been using BrandWell for a while for one website. Let's say I'm going to do a post on AI content marketing. Have I done this post before? I don't know, but I know that that's a great keyword for me. Look at that. Keyword already exists. So our platform stops you at the point of start from cannibalizing your topics, which is something I really love. When I found that out, whenever I started using our platform a year ago, I was like, do you know how much effort this would have saved me back in my content marketing days when we built out campaigns for tons of traffic on websites? Because you have content libraries, you have WordPress, you have documents, and you don't even know sometimes the content you might be cannibalizing. So I love that our system actually stops that. So we went through those 2 hacks, and then we went through how BrandWell stops you from even producing it. And coming up, we will have merge features where beyond just rewrite, in our platform, you'll also be able to combine and merge awesome pieces. So if you're wondering, well, I have a lot of guides out there on the same topic. I might be in trouble. Here's how to fix it. You want to take all those competing pieces, again, on the same topic, and you want to do a complete guide. So here's something we did, and you saw it in search whenever I Googled content hacker. There was only 2 results. There's only 2. I'm telling you, quality sometimes over quantity. Now that's not, we're still doing, we got 500 posts on our site. You need both. You need quantity and quality. If you want to drive 300, 400,000 people a month to your site, I'm not saying you don't, but this is a strategy you want to implement is whenever you have keywords like that are very specific. What is a content hacker? Content hacking strategies. I know Victoria and John Derek are here. They have specific Hawaiian islands they focus on. You want to do ultimate guides. So this is a 7,000 word guide. Got to give credit again to Farnaz, thinking through, okay, this is a keyword we need a long form guide on. And we used our tool to put together that whole piece. And look at this table of contents. That's insane. REI did the majority of the heavy lifting. Ultimate content hacking strategies, word of mouth, influencers, email campaigns, long form versus short form. And it's interesting, we're adding dates into the headlines here. Our AI is doing that through the table of contents as well, because we found that in the chatbots like ChatGPT, whenever you say research content hacking strategies or what a content hacker is, it often pulls pieces that have dates in them. So it's looking at the date, which goes back to that Google leak that we found out, the last significant update. Google really does care whether your content is fresh or not. If you have content months or years old, you better get on that, better do a site audit. And another shameless reminder, shameless plug here that BrandWell makes that really, really easy, that you can go straight into just adding in a website. And from that point of adding in a website, it's going to run a full site audit for you and tell you at the touch of a button what to rewrite, what to fix. It's pretty awesome that it does that now. Okay, so let's get into the other two things here that are really critical. So first is brand mentions. That's number 3. So these are entity mentions that are related to your brand name. If somebody's typing in Google and they're typing in a keyword and then they're typing in your brand name, that's brand recognition. Google looks at that and goes, oh, that brand deserves to go up in search, because we know that users they care about that. And we see this whenever people are searching for specific resources. It's interesting because if you, like me, if you're starting to build like a presence, a YouTube channel, if you type in keywords that you want to be known for and you see your name come up, like that's awesome. Your brand's getting mentioned. So brand reputation really matters. Here, you want positive reviews left. Like for us, we're a software, we're a tool, so that really matters. Affiliates are posting reviews of our software, making sure that those are positive. This all matters a lot. A brand presence on your other channels, social media content, tying back to that brand mention and SERP, very important. So we have AI agents in our platform now. In the last couple of weeks, I'll share a little bit more in depth at the end, but in the last couple of weeks, we've actually rebuilt these agents completely. So they are totally different than how they used to work. So here's an example of one agent, and you can access all these in the Start Writing tab. So if you go under AI agents and you we're going to open up the LinkedIn story agent. All you got to do is feed it a baseline story, and then it's going to write a whole LinkedIn post for you. It's pretty freaking awesome. And it's interesting because I am testing out posting these on my profile once a week, and it's getting really amazing engagement because of how these are structured. So the AI agents inside BrandWell make this piece also very, very easy. All right, so we talked about brand mentions and then content relevance, content quality signals. So content quality symbols, I see I got the same definition in here that I did for competing content, but content quality signals is all about content that's relevant to your domain. So if you are talking about taxes, you should not be publishing blogs about cooking. I don't care if cooking is your favorite thing to do. Your website's about taxes. You got to stay on topic. This was a big error going back years ago that I saw many, many, many of our clients do in the writing agency days. So it's funny that this is once again coming up in Google's leak. It's a common problem because as humans, we often get distracted. But the relevance of that content to your core services, your core topics are really important. So something that we did, shout out again to Farnaz leading this whole campaign for us. She took all these pieces on the brandwell.ai site and forwarded them over to a completely different website where we're building a whole new app, a whole new technology that has more mass market appeal. So if we're talking about, work productivity, well, that might not bring in a subscription for somebody that's wanting to build their SEO presence. That's not super related, even though kind of related. It's about work, right? No, you need to get more focused, more laser targeted than that. So we only produce content that's highly relevant and high quality. And of course, we're using BrandWell for the majority of that content generation. So let me take you through a recent post. This was 1,100 word post that was generated for the keyword content growth hacking. And this is completely straight out of AI. So, we've got a little bit of fixes to do. Like here's a extra space before the comma. Got to clean up a little bit here and there. But this is all original content. We can even do a plagiarism check if you're not familiar. I know a lot of you are BrandWell users here. But this is original good content. And that's the kind of content you want to publish. And what's beautiful about this platform is it makes this simple, right? If I was to try to get this output out of ChatGPT, make sure it was original, make sure it was not plagiarized, make sure it was current, make sure we had depth below each of the structured points. Well, that would take me, goodness, a ton of time. And even then, I may not get detailed on point content because it's not Claude and ChatGPT is not crawling sites real time, not crawling SERPs real time. That's what our tool stack does. All right, so we're making sure that everything we publish with our content is high quality and related to the topic. That's very important. Your new content must be related. And I actually have a worksheet for you I'm going to share with you in a little bit to help you do just that if you're struggling to publish content that is around your focus area. Okay, so here's a big question. How is AI actually going to affect your client's website authority if you offer these services for clients? And then how is AI going to affect your own presence? All right, so this is a big loaded question, and I'm going to give you a pretty short answer. So the truth is ChatGPT is not stealing Google's market share. If you hear that, that's a myth. As of last quarter, Google's search dominance is actually stable. Like that was their report. It's stable. It's not even threatened. They have a global market share of 91%. We're in the ChatGPT era, and that's Google's market share. So trust me, people are still Googling to find you, and that's not changing. Now, ChatGPT does have 14 million daily users. Bing has 100 million, so that's even more. We've got Perplexity with 500,000 daily users, Claude with 1.5 million users. But here's Google, 8 billion searches per day. You can't really touch that. But I'll tell you this, AI will absolutely change how we conduct our search. So we have Search GPT coming out from OpenAI. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews of it. I've had friends go, this is the only search engine I'm going to use. I've had friends go, I don't really know. I think I'm going to go back to Google. So I think it's going to be hard to predict behavior here. The best thing you could do is be ready to win in both Google and answer engines, chatbots. So how? Well, you still need website authority to win in both. There's no other way around it. Now, will AI in search actually kill your reach? Because this is a problem, right? Google is generating AI answers now in search. And if you haven't heard, Reddit, Medium, many bloggers, I've seen this on Instagram, niche bloggers are super concerned because their sites are getting hit hard. These AI overviews are cannibalizing the results they used to dominate. All right, so we've already established this. Google is still a monster behemoth when it comes to traffic. Every single site we've built, it heavily depends on Google for traffic, not just the sites that I'm here helping build, but all throughout my 10-year history as a marketer. So here's what you should know about Google, okay? Google lies to us. Well, I'm laughing. Why am I laughing? Because you probably already know this. That's the truth. So back on Google's keynote stage, their I/O in 23, I was so excited for this keynote. They were finally going to announce AI in search. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have the market wide open, ready for whatever they're going to build. It better be amazing. Well, AI overviews were not amazing. And publishers really started to complain. So there was one SEO in particular named Lily Ray that caused such a stir that after she complained, Google's AI overviews went from taking 84% of search real estate to 15%. Google rolled back their AIOs. So Google's listening to the market, and that's proof of it. They want this to work for publishers because, to be fair, publishers is why Google exists. Google wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us and our content. So Google knows they can't really get away with stealing our credit and our links. So remember, Google has lied many times before. Whatever Google says, And that's why the leak was very interesting to me, because it proved that Google's lies are just that. They're lies. When John Mueller goes, hey, guys, links don't matter. That's a lie. All right. So the main thing is you need to tune what Google says to do out, right? And you got to buckle in to do the real work. And let me tell you, the real work is building your brand and getting ahead of user behavior changing. So the way that you always gained in Google search, building up good old domain, site authority, well, that's the same way you're going to gain in the new age of AI. And let me show you what I mean. This is pretty freaking cool. Okay, so if you were to go to Perplexity right now and search, what is a content hacker? Oh man, this is beautiful. Our site is number one. Now, what's really interesting to me, and this is the power of good backlinking and good content. Those two things alone are incredible. The third thing is you got to audit your site, update it all the time. Make sure it's current, right? We saw that with the Google leak identifying content maintenance and updating being really important, content freshness. Okay, aside. So we come up number one. This is a brand new domain. And we're coming up number one in an answer engine that gets 500,000 hits a day with these types of queries. So how do we get to number one? Oh, well, we'll go through a little bit more of that. We went through it earlier, right? We did content pruning, site auditing. We combined competing pieces. We're creating better and better guides. We're using AI to do it way faster. Our platform is doing the majority of it. So, and when you go to Google, you type in the search, we're also in the top 3 of Google. We're number 2. And it's interesting to me as well that whenever we forwarded, this is a blog that we forwarded from contenthacker.com, which is a domain we shut down, that was acquired by our founder, rolled into BrandWell. So that domain authority goes way back on Content Hacker a few years. So look at this. This is the power of good linking structure. Google actually saw the authority from 2021 on that old piece of content and attached it to this new domain. That's insane. That's like, you talk about SEO hacks. All right. So anyway, that was a rabbit hole. Sorry. The point is, if you go to Perplexity, you go to ChatGPT, you go to Google, your site should come up in the top results. And here's the beauty of getting cited in chatbots and answer engines. Ready for it? Less competition. So look at this. Whenever I prompt ChatGPT, research and tell me what a content hacker is, it's giving me these 2 sources. Both sources are our site, BrandWell. And here's the beautiful thing. It stops at those 2 sources. Now, if you go to Google, you don't have that. You have a lot more search results to get lost in, right? So I see this as a massive opportunity. If you have less competition, why wouldn't you want to get found there? That's amazing. Now, keep in mind, right? Google has the majority of market share. Their market share hasn't even been touched. They reported stable earnings this quarter. But building your website presence just got 5 times more valuable because of these other avenues where our users are changing their behavior. They do want a cleaner experience. They are tired of Google. They are using ChatGPT. All right, so building your website presence, and if you're an agency owner, this is your clients, for them, you need to think of it like building your own real estate that you get to own on the internet. The difference between this and social media and all the other things you could be doing, and why we at BrandWell have a website first approach, is because if it's not your site, you don't own it. And guess what? That's content death. Did you know the average shelf life of a reel on Instagram is 18 minutes? That means 18 minutes after you post that reel, it's dead. That's awful. I don't know about you, but that's like, no, thank you. I don't really want to rely on that form of marketing to grow my business. So if you think about your website as the house that you own on the internet, your domain, it's a great approach because it allows you to grow your authority over time. Now, the reason I've been, goodness gracious, preaching this for 10 years, I've been in rooms of Fortune 500s, rooms of solopreneurs teaching this exact thing. Build your site till I was blue in the face. And the reason a lot of people didn't do it, even after I showed them the results you can have, is because of the mindset it takes to do it. It takes an investment mindset. Whenever you publish a reel, you get likes. Whenever you publish a post on social media, you get an instant reaction. You don't when you publish a blog. In fact, you get crickets. It takes quantity of blog posts. It takes a good website built up well to win over time. You got to think like an investor. But I'll tell you, just think about a year from now. Likes do not pay the bills. A year from now, do you want, funny story. I published a Instagram reel that went viral. My comrades out there are probably going to laugh at this story. It's about a cactus, and it has, let's see, it's got 4 million views. Okay. And out of that cactus reel, I didn't get any business growth. I got on the news. I have a huge following that wants to hear more about fake cactuses, but it didn't really do anything for my business. And over the years of creating content, when I've studied this, I found the same thing over and over. It's a pattern. A website first approach really pays off. I hope that the cactus story was not a distraction. I feel like it was. No questions. I'm going to tell you right now, don't ask me any more questions about that. All right. So let's jump right back into, I distracted myself. Short of it is, you got to build your site because it's actually what gets you leads. And those likes, they don't pay the bills, especially cactus reel likes. All right. So here's how you can build your website presence 25 times faster. And this is why I'm on the side of AI, because I saw what it used to take. It used to take hundreds of writers. It was a pain in the butt. You had to headhunt, hire, train, fire, train, fire, on and on to try to get to hundreds of thousands of visitors per month. It was a pain. And we did it for some of the biggest sites in the world. But I'm telling you right now, we're seeing it all over again, done with AI and done well. All right, so bear with me, rabbit hole. We're heading straight into the rabbit hole. I'm just warning you. All right, so I talk about this a lot on YouTube. We're in a new age, and we are never going backwards. We are in the AI age, aka the age of technology, also called the fourth industrial revolution. Gonna grab a drink of water here. We've left eras behind. I'm telling you, I've shared this so many times. It's still insane to me that we're actually living in a new age. So the digital revolution brought us the computers. And if, like me, you were born in the 90s, maybe the 80s, you remember this, right? The first computer. It's crazy. Wow, we've come from there to here. Insane. So then we went into the information age, Yahoo, Google, etc. Now we're in the AI age. So what does this actually mean? Well, 1.4 billion people are going to have to upskill. That's what that means. IBM did a study of 21,000 workers, and they found this, that 40% of the entire workforce is going to have to reskill, not in the next decade, the next 3 years. So you're in the right room. You're learning AI-assisted skills. But it's all about how you adapt, right? You can waste your time adapting to the wrong platforms, the wrong tools, the wrong tactics, the wrong techniques, or you can save a crap ton of time and adapt correctly. That's why we're here. All right, so what is AI? Most of you probably know the answer. We're going to fly through this. It's a machine's ability to perform cognitive functions we normally associate with human minds. We've basically replicated the brain in a computer. AI comes from ML, machine learning, artificial intelligence based on algorithms trained on data. So in the 2020s, AI got consistently better than a human at most tasks. That black line going across is human performance, and all the other lines are AI excelling us in speech recognition, image recognition, common sense. Oh. Why does that one make me laugh? Coding, math, those kinds of things. So we've replicated two things successfully in AI: human reasoning and human behavior. So here's a clear picture of how this is happening. In 2022, Tesla launched its first humanoid. This thing fell down on stage. Okay, it was laughed at. People said the tech from 20 years ago was better. In January of 2024, this same humanoid had another launch. This thing could lift weights, it could break eggs, it could fold laundry. And Elon Musk said, we're going to have it threading a needle. Months later, we've got China's Astrobot flipping a sandwich in a frying pan. And it is my personal goal to have one of these things, cooking my dinners, folding my laundry next spring. I will report back. Hopefully it won't kill me in my sleep. I have comrades I work with, that's their concern. Anyway, that's a rabbit hole for another time. But here's what's crazy. GPT itself, the transformers, which is kind of the fuel of the LLMs, large language models, had a 15,000x increase in 5 years. I mean, we just accelerated like a rocket ship into this new era. And we've actually broken Moore's law. So this is a scientific law where compute doubled every 2 years. Elon Musk pegged this at a 10x every 6 months, which is insane. So we're in a new age. It's the truth. There's no going backwards. And I believe the best thing you could do is adapt and not get left behind, because it's the people that are using AI that are the people that are going to get ahead in this new age. So here's how you can get found in AI, right? We talked about the new search behavior, even though Google still has market share, but they've got AI in search. So this is another way you can get ready for that too, and how you can build lasting authority, which matters more than ever, faster than ever before. Okay, so I really hate to break it to you, but the fundamentals are still true. They haven't changed. You need a website that's built to convert, and you need lots of topically relevant authority building content to win. So same fundamentals, same truth, but guess what? You can get to the end result a lot faster. Thanks to the AI age and tool stacks like BrandWell. Anyway, all right. So your website, that's your real estate, right? We talked about that idea earlier. It is the only place on the internet you own. You can control the experience. So if you think about your content, it's almost like the food you serve, the way the house is decorated, the personal touches you have that make that house a home. This invites people in. So every avenue you use to build traffic, think of it like a road to your house. That's your traffic streams. That's social media, right? Building authority on LinkedIn, building traffic there. I like SEO the most because it's something that I can replicate. If I post a story on LinkedIn, well, I have to keep showing up, writing and posting. I can't replicate and automate that. I can with our AI agents, but I still have to show up and put in the time. But if my website grows and grows like a domino effect, that is a return on investment that compounds, right? I don't get that from the other platforms because why? Content dies. It doesn't grow. My website is the only one where I can control that, which is why you need to have a website first approach in order to have a lasting brand. Okay, so let's talk about content production and scaling it. So we're going to run through these really quick. So back in the day, the good old day, I'm talking less than 2 years ago, when I was 30 and not 33, it took at least 10 writers to do 100 pieces of content a month. In fact, 10 writers, that was a dream. I remember hiring 30, 40 to get to 100 pieces of content a month that we could actually publish, that were usable. AI is doing this, and it's doing a better job on its own. And we just have one person driving the machine. This is what we've built at BrandWell, and this is why it's such an incredible platform. So we've got case studies here. I know a lot of you are users, so we're going to just blaze through this. We have somebody that runs a very high-touch consulting agency. They do content. They saved over $10,000 a month going from expensive content agencies to our model. And the content's actually better, he said. And we've got this guy that shortcutted his domain authority by months without hiring any writers. He just ran the machine. He gave BrandWell to his SEO guy. And then we've got pieces of content ranking at the top on major domains and small domains, top 1 to 3 on Google for all kinds of keywords that came completely straight out of our machine without any human editing. Just like sometimes 5 to 10 minutes of making sure that content didn't have typos, read well. All right, so here's the beauty of a platform like BrandWell. You want to be able to create original human-like content in your voice. You want to be able to create content that's actually going to rank. So it's formatted, it's structured, it's got the table of contents, the H2s, the H3s, and the content to support each of those points. And it actually saves you time. It does the research for you. So a lot of you here are SEO publishers. And I'd love to know in the comments if your website is working for you right now. Maybe we can shortcut this. Let's see. I love my website. I don't love my website. You can tell me in the comments because I'd love to know if your website's actually dominating and ranking and doing really well right now. And by really well, here's an actual example. So one of our users has one piece of content out of the BrandWell machine. RankWell is the SEO technology inside. That one piece of content is ranking for 1,500 keywords. That altogether is driving over 3,000 visitors per month to their site. That's one piece of content done well. Remember, we talked about you don't want to have competing content pieces. We learned all these things from the Google leak. Those things can stop success. So I'd love to know in the comments. We've got Victoria saying it could be better. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a good way to think. If your site's ranking for, let's see, if you could just guess and say, my website has maybe 10,000 keywords it's ranking for. I'd also love to know that in the comments as well, because that's going to guide some of the advice I share in a little bit here whenever I share with you a topical map that I'm actually going to give you homework. Yeah, you're going to have something to do. And this is for people that use BrandWell or not. It's for all of you. I want you to sit down and think through some things that will help you get clear. So the goal of BrandWell is to not have to require a lot of time, right? If you sit in front of ChatGPT, you got to think through, what's my prompt? What's the next prompt? Is this content good? I've got to proofread it. I've got to check it. Do I know what good content looks like? Wow, I'm burned out today and I'm also hungry. We want to take all that guesswork out for you. So all you have to do is tap a button and it's done, and it's done well. So the right content on the right topics done consistently equals website authority. All right, so here's something I built for you. You can grab it at brandwell.ai/focus. It's a 2-page PDF. In fact, let me pull it up in my other tab here. brandwell.ai/focus. If you can pin that in the comments, Jeff, because before you touch AI, something that I want you to get clear on is your areas of topical authority. So I want you to think about one focus. Okay, this is going to be hard, right? We're humans. We have rabbit holes. Our brains are made up of hundreds of trillions of connections. Speaking of our brains, like they're LLMs at this point, neural nets. But the truth is, you have so many highways and so many lanes in your brain that you could go down that it's really hard to focus. Our brains are actually anti-focus, and we have to train focus into our minds. So I want you to download this at brandwell.ai/focus and spend the evening tonight or the morning tomorrow, whenever you have some time to think, and think through that one focus, that one core key topic. This should be per domain. So remember we talked about earlier, we had brandwell.ai, we had workmind.ai. On Workmind, we have more mass market friendly productivity content pieces. On BrandWell, we have agency owner, SEO, content marketing topics. Anything not in that area, we're going to send to the Workmind site. So ideally you should have a domain focused on your key focus. So if you're an agency, that's going to be one website for your agency. If you are a travel guide, that's one website for that travel guide website. So I want you to write down one focus. That's it. That's it. All right. And then under that one core focus for your website, this is one focus for one website. Don't overcomplicate it. Then you want to think through 4 topic areas, okay, that you could talk about for hours. So let's say it's BrandWell, and we're going to say AI assisted content marketing strategies for agencies. Okay. And then actually we'll just simplify that even more to AI assisted marketing strategies for agency owners. So if that's our one focus, what are the things we could talk about every day? Think about 4 areas you could talk about all day on. SEO content. Let's go a little bit broader and go content marketing. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Farnaz, in the comments, what are your suggestions for the other 2? That girl is so close to our content these days. I love it. It allows me to do things like this more. Tell me, what are the other two if you could narrow down to just 4? So if BrandWell is speaking to agency owners, and we're going to say site publishers, then we want to focus on AI-assisted marketing strategies. We want to help you grow your agency. So another focus, okay, agency growth. Let me see what Farnaz is saying in the comments. Nothing yet. If you're still listening, Farnaz, let me know. I know agency growth is a big one. What could be a 4th topic? Larry says he's got over 7,000 posts across 10 years. How to update all pre-BrandWell content. Ooh, you got 7,000 posts over 10 years. So have you ran that website through a full audit on BrandWell yet? Because it should be picking up all the past posts as well, Larry. Now, if it's not, definitely drop us a support line and let's think through that. Because what we should be able to do is run a site audit on your whole site. You may have to, rewrite 6,500. But if that's what you got to do to raise that site to massive traffic streams, that's what you got to do. Okay, Farnaz says marketing automation. Ooh, brand growth. That's a great one. Let's do that. And I like her suggestion of marketing automation. Let's replace content marketing with that. Let's go even more specific. All right, so I like these 4 topic areas for our BrandWell site and our BrandWell focus. All right, so once you have those 4 areas, what you're going to do, and I'm going to teach you how to do this with good old AI, is you're going to go into the BrandWell platform. Let me go ahead and share this tab instead. Whenever we generate an article, we can generate it straight from a keyword. But before we just generate an article from that keyword, we're going to do some keyword research. So what you're going to do is take those 4 areas, if you haven't done this already, and drop them into the keyword research tool of choice that you like to use. So that, of course, Ahrefs, SEMrush. For this example, I'm going to use BrandWell. So we're going to drop in a seed keyword. Remember, it's one of those 4 key areas. Oops, that's the wrong paste. So we're going to do marketing automation. You want to keep these 4 topic areas broad. If you go too specific, then you won't allow yourself a wide bucket of opportunities. So we're going to run that through and do a keyword research report on that topic area. So what this topical map will do is it'll force you to get focused. Getting focused is the best thing you could do for your site. Like we mentioned earlier, right? We have multiple sites, multiple focus areas. Well, you can't do all that on one site. So you may need multiple websites for that. And that's okay. That's what BrandWell can help you do. So instead of writing out my keywords, my monthly volume, doing that manually, I really would just go through the tool and add it to the planner, look for keywords from here. So let's just look really quick. Whoa, this is a 74,000 monthly search volume with a ranking difficulty of only 28. That's insane. And the trend is going up. So what we could do from here is create a topic cluster. And by the way, we can do that straight from the tool. Haha. So once we have a topic cluster forming, we can create a guide from that cluster. So while that report's generating, it's almost done. We'll come back to this and I'll click another button and we'll have a full content piece that will build topical authority in the queue for us on that topic. Okay. Oh, wow. There it is. It's fast today. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different clusters here. I'm going to pick. So these are really good clusters. Like sales marketing is a different entity than AI marketing. So those wouldn't even be competing. We could literally create content on multiple of these clusters. And if I create content, look what it does. It loads in everything here for me. It's going to even put in the secondary keywords for me right in there. And all I got to do is click write article now. And it'll add it to the queue and we'll look at that content piece when it's done. So we can literally do all of our research from here as well. All right, so that's your homework. Fill that out and think about these 4 key areas, keep them broad, that you're going to talk about. And then you're going to get loads of keywords. And then it's a one-click content creation straight from there, which is freaking awesome. All right, so let's go back to, let's dive right back in here. We've got a little bit more to cover, and then we're going to wrap up, go into Q&A, and let you go. Okay, so the goal of what we do, what our focus is at BrandWell, is to really automate and simplify what you actually need for brand growth. And it's why Content at Scale has become BrandWell, because it's so much more than content, right? You could publish content at scale, but like we learned from the Google leak, is that content actually doing you any real good? Are you going to get found by the people that care about what you have to offer? So if you have this brand first approach, where your website, your brand is critical to you, and that is your real estate on the internet, you see it like that, everything else can get easier from there. So inside BrandWell, you're familiar with this already. A lot of you already use BrandWell. We've got RankWell, that's our long form content writer. And then we've got WriteWell, which is our AI agents. RankWell is amazing at generating the most helpful content you'll find from any AI writer out there. I'd bet money on that. I test them every day. It truly is the best. And now, like I shared earlier, with the change as of the end of August, we will now run entire audits on your site. We'll connect to Google Search Console. We'll find all the posts you need to update and rewrite and make it a button touch. Same for your keyword research, making that one-click button. So all of our agents have been rehauled. Not all of them. We're currently still going through all of them. But the book rewriters, the book writers, the LinkedIn post writers, let me share with you really quick one of them, the LinkedIn story post formula. So if you pull up that agent and you give it a baseline story, it'll formulate a whole story with a hook. And that hook's really freaking good. It pulled out like the most important thing from the word barf I gave it, and it formed that for me. So this whole post is like 90% there. I'm just going to proofread it and add anything that's personal to me, edit it a little bit, and then it's ready to go out, which is pretty powerful. So that's WriteWell. And that's what you get included in the subscription now. So that's unlimited. We used to have limits on it. So there's unlimited access to all of those agents. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, the majority of my LinkedIn posts are actually written by our AI agents. All right, so we went through the BrandWell platform. I shared some of the new pieces with you, how we audit websites now. That's our initial approach. So whenever you go to our site, brandwell.ai, you're going to drop in your URL and you're going to go through a site audit, and that will be how you start. So that's a really powerful way to begin the content journey of how do I use AI in a platform like BrandWell? Because if you start there, you'll have better success with all the other content. So that piece we threw in the queue earlier out of our topic cluster is currently being written. AI marketing automation, you can actually see here in the status bar. And we've got awesome content here. A lot of you already use our platform, so you are probably aware that it integrates directly to your website, which means you can publish straight from the platform. That's super handy. You don't have to copy and paste. Literally just hit publish straight from here. All right, so I think what we'll do is spend the last few minutes doing Q&A. Because we are at the 58-minute mark, and I want to let you guys go at the top of the hour. All right, so we got a question. John says, do you need to buy backlinks to scale faster? So that's an interesting question. Of course, there's backlinking services out there, right, that allow you to do that. I've actually never once in 12 years of doing SEO and marketing bought backlinks. Never once. I will say, an interview on the press, getting inside of a journalist's ecosphere, that's harder to do organically. But once you're in organically, it's worth it. So an initial platform, because one thing we talked about was press and building up those brand mentions. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to a platform called Quoted. Let me pull it up here on the screen. So let's say you don't have any press around your brand at all. You want to get in front of journalists. You want to answer. If you're an expert, you have expertise Journalists are looking for your expertise. They actually really need you. And they're going to quote that in articles that they publish. So this is a great platform. You've got like, I want to say 10, 5, maybe 5 free pitches a week, 5 to 10 free pitches a week, and then you pay. But just those 5 to 10 free pitches alone could get you some awesome backlinks. But it's your time, right? You need to think through a really good quote and drop that into the request. But you can search their database. You can search, like for me, I'll search for, AI specific quotes that I want to answer and put that in. But I would say that that's a much better approach than buying backlinks, is thinking about how do I earn them, and Quoted is a platform that can connect you directly to journalists looking for quotes. Again, like I said, it's just your time writing out a thoughtful answer. But if I was building up a new site, a new brand, I would literally dedicate like 5 hours a week, like 1 hour a day, just to answering pitches on this platform. And then, of course, inside, let me go ahead and share this screen again. In the BrandWell platform, the RankWell SEO long form writer, if you go to the project settings, actually, we'll just pretend like we've got a brand new site that we're going to add from scratch. So if you go add a new website, top right here, you have this new option, the Brand Publisher Network. So you can opt in or you can opt out if you don't want any backlinks built. But this is included with our subscription now. No extra cost. We will actually build natural backlinks to your website on autopilot. And the beautiful thing is the Brand Publisher Network works like a link co-op. So it's only high quality sites that are using RankWell to publish awesome content to their sites. And it's human-like content. It's been humanly edited, right? So it's not that like AI icky content at all. So this is a great way to actually get backlinks without paying for them anything extra beyond your subscription that is included in the monthly cost. Yeah, Fernand says great advice. Ooh, she's got a great point that if you did buy them, that might actually set you back. And that's very true. I in 12 years of doing SEO content, I've never bought a single backlink because I just rather earn it. You get so much further whenever you put out great content and you stay focused on your topics, great content, making that site beautiful, making it convert well. Until you just do that for a period of time, like people notice your site will work. It's not unrealistic to build it and they will come. Like that theory actually does work, but you got to build it well. It's got to be content people want to read. It's got to be good. And your website has to be focused, clear, have good design. All right. So if there's no more questions, I think we can go ahead and wrap. I'm going to throw up on the screen that if you haven't signed up for BrandWell, you should definitely do so because we have a 7-day free trial that you can now grab at brandwell.ai. We didn't used to have that. So that will get you a full kind of mini experience of the platform where you'll get that site audit. You'll get to be able to run a full post, see the quality of that content. I think I mentioned this earlier, but we have an integration that will directly connect this post on your website. So if I wanted to change the status on WordPress to published, I just click a button right here, publish, hit save, and it goes live on my site. And once the integration is connected, we've got WordPress right now, Shopify right now, and coming up, we've got Go High Level, Webflow, HubSpot. So you'll be able to connect to sites on those platforms as well. But this syndicates every few minutes. So if I wanted to make a change to my blog, I would actually jump in here and make it, not my site. And that is a really awesome way to have an all-in-one location for all of my content, right? Because we've done hundreds of posts, right? To hit that unbelievable traffic number, we have published over 500 blogs on the brandwell.ai site. So we have published a lot of content, but it makes it so much easier when all that content is in one platform and all of this is written by the AI and it directly syndicates to your site. Like even, this never gets old, even your meta description, your meta title, your URL, all that gets put into your Yoast, your all-in-one plugin, whichever plugin you use, Rank Math, it gets plugged in directly by our platform. So you don't actually really have to open up anything. This gets syndicated straight to your site and published from our platform. There's just so many things about RankWell that make it great, make it easy to use and focused on your success versus like a big distraction, which a lot of AI tools are. They don't actually do you any real good. Scott has a great question. How much new content? This depends on your goals. If you have aggressive goals, let's go back to this screenshot because I love it so much. 237,000% growth is just absolutely insane. For the record, I've got to give a shout out to our founder, Justin, who came up with the strategy for this, and then Farnaz for leading it. And then our AI platform, BrandWell, for the content that is on our site that it wrote. Because I've never actually been a part of a campaign where we saw success with traffic this quickly. I mean, this is just insane, and it's beautiful because you hear from a lot of SEOs that they hacked their way to this growth. They got, 100,000 in a week, but then all that traffic's dead and it's gone. And I can tell you, look at this. We have seen consistent growth for almost a month now from publishing this brand new domain. And I guarantee you, we're going to continue to see consistent growth because we're following the practices we know will work, right? The Google leak confirmed it. All right, so back to the question. Our goal is to publish about 1 to 2 posts a day. That is our goal. And we have what we call an AIO writer. It's just a person who knows how to optimize that content. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There's a tutorial on the BrandWell YouTube channel that shows you how to basically click a button. We call this framework tap. We used to call it craft because it took a lot more time. Let me see if I can find it real quick. We can link to it. And this is all you need to give to a writer. They just need to look at that content that comes out of the machine and they need to make sure it's ready for publishing. Like that's it. That's it. You seriously do not have to go and dig for the research. You don't have to put together the H3s, the formatting. You don't have to copy and paste stuff into WordPress. You don't have to write the meta description. You don't have to write the structured schema anymore. The people also ask the FAQ at the bottom. Like all the things this platform automates are insane because all that used to just take a friggin' ton of headcount and work. All right, so here we go. Here's the tutorial. Oops, don't want to hear myself twice. I will share this in the comments. Let's see. Hopefully that comes through. But the tutorial is called, okay, awesome. Jeff's on it. So that is the tutorial you want to watch, TAP framework. And let me see if we can make a real quick bit.ly link because I am such a fan of giving you guys really, really easy ways to take advantage of this information. Let's see here. BrandWell tap. That should be available on bit.ly, shouldn't it be? Yes, and it is. All right, so this is a super easy way to copy and paste. bit.ly/BrandWell tap. It's going to get you right to that video tutorial. All right, so let's see. I believe Farnaz answered Scott's question because she's awesome in the comments answering. She's on it. Yeah, it depends on your site and how fast you want to grow. The best practice is to stick to a consistent schedule, 2 to 3 articles per week at least. Yeah, so consistency makes you look natural, and that is very important to Google. You don't want to flood your site with content and then stop. You really want to have a consistent, clean, good strategy that you can execute on day after day. And that little topical map will help you get clear a lot, right? We talked about that earlier. BrandWell.ai/focus. Because if you know what your focus is, it's a lot easier to take that into the platform, the BrandWell platform, and execute on those areas. Like I can drop agency growth and get all kinds of keywords, keywords for days on that topic. So determine that and then determine your content production. Stay consistent. And like I said, we're doing 1 a day, sometimes 2 to 3 a day. So anywhere from, I want to say 40 to 80 per month, but it's consistent. Whatever we do, we try to stay consistent at it. And you have a consistent stream of fresh content coming out. All right, guys. Well, I'm really appreciative of you hanging for this full hour because this was a lot of info. And yeah, it was a lot. If you learned something, if you got something good, let us know in the comments. I'd love to know that this was beneficial for you. We're definitely, it's our goal, not just to build the software you need to build brand growth, but to also help you get there. Like we really care about your success. It's why BrandWell is called BrandWell, not Content at Scale anymore, because we want you to have a brand that succeeds on the internet, goes far, and gets 300,000 visitors in a month, maybe even more than that, far beyond that. Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh, look at Fernand's tying in our old name and then our new name so well. Produce content at scale and let BrandWell take it to the next level. Yeah, and to answer Scott's other question, if you have a brand new site, just put your emphasis on quantity to get out of that sandbox. So if you have a brand new site, absolutely go and fill this out, even more so, the topical map, right? Because that will help you get clear on what to drop into that keyword research tool, because that's where you're going to start. You're going to start with keyword research. Like, what do I actually write about? This is a brand new site. And by the way, if you have a brand new site, oh, that's a gold mine. You don't have a lot of cleanup. You don't have a lot of headaches. You can literally start from scratch and make it amazing. Okay, so if you don't have it, go grab we're going to put the link up here on the screen, brandwell.ai/focus. Grab that. That's your homework for today. Fill out your topical authority map. Get clear on what you're writing about. AI is writing about. And then get your 7-day free trial. There's literally nothing to lose. You get a post out of it. You get to see our software in action. You can take that audit for a test run yourself. And then really think about committing, right? Because we talked about the investment mindset. It really takes that to succeed. If you're going to be like, well, I'll do 10 blogs and see what happens. I'll do a month, see what happens. 25 blogs is like a drop in the ocean to Google. It will do you no good. But hundreds, yeah, that's something you can build that's something you can build a business on. So that's our goal, is to really help you have a successful business on the internet. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. It's been over an hour. Really appreciate you hanging with me, being here with me. This was a lot of fun. And I look forward to seeing you around. Stay subscribed to our channel. And if you sign up to BrandWell, if you're on the inside, you can reach our support team. There's a chat button in the lower right or left-hand corner. Once you're in the app, you can reach a real live human. You can reach us through there, and then stay subscribed on our channel. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining.